Welcome, you're watching the Thrift Store Rundown, where we bring Hollywood home on a budget. By now, if you've been following the ongoing battle between the IATSC, that's the International Association of Theatrical Stage Employees, and the AMPTP, American Motion Picture and Television Producers Union, you know that there's a war between the two of them that sees no end in sight. Negotiations between the two unions have been going on for several days. The IATSC is demanding better salaries and more rest time amidst the streaming boom that's causing more man hours and less rest time, less rest breaks. It's just something that they're not going to tolerate. And you know the streaming boom, right? You know, Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, Paramount Plus, Peacock. I could go on and on and on. Disney Plus, many others. Regardless, if the IATSC's demands are not met by this Monday morning, and the two sides can't come to an agreement even past the 11th hour, 60,000 plus IATSC members will go on strike nationwide, and the industry will be dealt yet another near fatal blow ever since it recently reacquired a pep in its step after the coronavirus pandemic, which itself sees no definite end in sight. All of this is making me nauseous. I mean, why can't we go back to a time where no matter how long and arduous the working hours were, everyone did it because of their care for the craft? Like, for example, the late 1980s, and of course, from the dawn of television up until that time point. All of that is chronicled here in this book, Television. It is the companion to the aptly named PBS documentary miniseries of the same name, co-produced by KCET in Los Angeles and WNET in New York. It is authored by writer and co-producer of the PBS miniseries, Michael Winship, with an introduction by television industry veteran Edwin Newman. This Random House publication was published in 1988 and was purchased a few years ago for $5.99. I mean, you can look at the dawn of television and the evolution of television just by looking at the cover here. I mean, we got the Challenger Explosion, Edward R. Murrow, The Honeymooners, Sesame Street, The Coneheads of Saturday Night Live, Star Trek, Bugs Bunny of Looney Tunes, and of course it is PBS, so in addition to Sesame Street, there's gotta be some mention of The Boys, the McNeil-Lehrer News Hour. You know, Robin McNeil, and Jim Lehrer, may he rest in peace. So, the cover basically summarizes television in a nutshell. So aptly named. Retail price, $19.95. And before anything, let me just say that this is one of the most horribly mishandled books I have ever bought in 5 years of doing TSR. This is pretty bad. You see how all this is coming apart in sections? I mean, we're on Chapter 2, The Golden Age, Chapter 10, Behind the Scenes, and Chapter 12, The Future, the very last chapter in here. Somebody must have horribly mishandled this book to the point where it's coming apart in sections. I mean, who would do such a thing? A good bulk of the book still remains intact though, even though it just came apart. It was torn apart. Who's to blame for this? I don't know. But you know what? Since it is torn apart, we might as well just look at the behind the scenes chapter here, Chapter 10. Because I feel compelled to somewhat pay tribute to the IATSC for all their hard work behind the scenes. Those people who operate the spotlights so that the people in the dark could see everyone in the limelight better. Now, the mixture of black and white and color photography is the same internally as it is on the cover of the book. But that's just one aspect of the book's overall awesomeness, otherwise the horrible condition of this particular copy anyway. We got interviews with TV industry veterans in front of and behind the camera. We're talking actors and actresses, writers, directors, producers. In terms of behind the scenes, you have costume designers, makeup and hairstylists. We have camera operators, boom men, lighting technicians, so on and so forth. Those are the people who really put in the man hours and woman hours so that the golden age of television continues. The future, the very last chapter in here, Chapter 12, deals with the continuing evolution of television. So you name any facet of television, any genre, and this book covers that with clarity and vivid detail. Not to mention a whole lot of candor in here. Candor that can only be found through a PBS program, especially one made in the late 80s. I also should say that television by Michael Winship is not specifically and strictly relegated to PBS programming. It wouldn't be fair if it was. So we're talking about sitcoms, we're talking about dramas, we're talking about game shows, sports, live news coverage, so on and so forth. Daytime and primetime, black and white, and in color. With numerous quotes, sidebars, quips, anecdotes from those who work behind the scenes and of course, those under the spotlight in front of the cameras. That's what this book and the companion PBS series is all about. I just wish that this particular copy wasn't so horribly misused. In just half a century, television has covered the planet, becoming a global power with a profound impact on everything from buying habits and fashion styles to politics and language. There are more than 750 million TV sets in almost 160 countries, watched by more than 2.5 billion people. For every child born in the world, a television set is manufactured, 250,000 every day. You have many quotes from the book. It can be found here on the back of the book here. Again, Glenn Gordon, Karen, Larry Gelbart. We also have Stephen Bochco of Hill Street Blues and LA Law. William Shatner, who I gotta give major kudos to for being the eldest person to go to space. Arthur C. Clarke, fellow author. So you get the entire colorful scope of the evolution of that little black box right here between two black hardcovers. If it weren't for the condition, I would have given this 4.5 out of 5 claps, but you saw for yourself just how terrible the condition is. It's a major bummer. It gets 2 claps, and I'm still being generous at 2 claps. If the condition had been any worse, it would have just gotten 1 clap, and this book would have been destined for the garbage, let alone the donation bin. I'm certainly not going to donate something that has seen better days. Much better days. To paraphrase a quote at the end of this book, there is no modern society without television. It's as simple as that. So really, there is no modern society without the craftsmen and craftswomen who make television great. And motion pictures, for that matter. So to both unions, I just say, I hope you can come to an agreement soon before the 11th hour, because I'm tired of hearing about this stuff. And like I said, the evolution of television continues, and so does how you get your info from TV. Which is why we're going to toss it over to David Romero to give you a little lifestyle weather report to lighten things up, courtesy of DirecTV and the Weather Channel. That's it. Thank you. I'll catch you on the Thrift Side.
3, 2, 1, music.
Hello guys, it's me, Romero. I'm gonna do a little bit of a recap here on my DirecTV active thing, whatever you call it. It's an activity. I always go there almost every day because I love it, man. They show you like what's coming, the channels that you want to watch.
East Coast viewers, take a look at what's hot on DirecTV right now. Log Cabin Living on HGTV, Sports Center on ESPN, Friends, Modern Family, and Nicky, Ricky, Dicky, and Dawn on Nickelodeon.
Friday forecast. Tomorrow rain. My favorite weather is coming alright. And it will come in just in 1 hour. It's right now 11:30 p.m. The lottery. That's right. Alright. Different today. That's the 6th. The big jackpot there, $900 million in the Powerball game. I played it I did play. Tomorrow's gonna get the update. This one's already in the drawer, the 6th. Well, today's the night of the drawer just a few minutes ago. Man, a huge amount of money. Wish I could get that big one in my hands. Now the weather forecast, rain tomorrow, a 60, then 28 precipitation, 100% tomorrow. Monday it's sunny, 32 degrees, and Tuesday we have 44. Wednesday 29. Wednesday's windy. Thursday cloudy, partly. All right, and then we have the feels like 41 right now, 45 degrees. All right, go to horoscope. Give you one more quick update. Here I'm a Sagittarius, as you all know. Exactly, it starts on my birthday, November 22nd. I'll wrap this thing up. Enjoy your weekend and enjoy your day off. Yes, hope you enjoy it, and please subscribe for more channels. Enjoy yourself, and if you won the lottery, congratulations. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Good night, everybody, and good day. I'll see you next time.
TV is the thing. Yes, TV is the thing this year. Radio was great, but now it's out of date.